Hey, happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to another Chamber Check-In episode from Idaho's only five-star accredited chamber. I'm so stoked today to feature the Valvoline Instant Oil Change guys with me today. They're the area managers for, I think, over 14 branches here, 14 places that serve this local Treasure Valley. And I've got Brandon Hoffman and Joe Martinek with me today. Hey, fellas.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey, thanks for taking time with me to help share the Valvoline story. These chamber check-ins are designed as a way to engage with our members and help share their stories, their products and services. But most importantly, I love sharing the people. And both of you are relatively new to the area, I think over the last couple of years. And I went out to your headquarters here in Boise at your offices and got to meet some more of your team. And I was just really impressed by the way that you've invested here in the Treasure Valley and the conversations about caring and partnering with your community. So I can't wait to share that today as well. But as I mentioned, I want to learn about you and help share each of your backgrounds and history of work that led you into the oil change industry. And so why don't we start out with you, Joe? Give us a little bit about your background and history of work that led you into the industry.
Yeah, thanks. So I've been with Valvoline for going on 14 years now. I joined in 2010. I'm originally from New York, and over my 14-year career, I've spent time in New York. I started as a store employee, became an area manager in 2013. I have worked out of Lexington, Kentucky, as well as Texas, Louisiana, Arizona, and several other states across the country before coming here in November of 2020 when we did the acquisition. So I had a little background in the food business before Valvoline, but one of the great things about this company is that we don't really require prior experience from anybody. So I was able to come in and found a culture and a home that I absolutely loved, and I've never looked back.
That's awesome, Joe. I love that story. And so you've been all over the country and you're making Boise your home.
Yes, absolutely.
That's great. Okay, Brandon, tell us a little bit about your background that led you here as well.
Yeah, so I was coming out of the Marine Corps, and I was going to college at University of Kentucky, studying civil engineering. Something was missing from my life. I didn't know what it was. I started at Valvoline over the summer, just looking for a job, and I found that sense of teamwork and belonging and community again that I was missing from the military. And same with Joe. I just never looked back. So I started in Kentucky, relocated to Texas, and then relocated to Caldwell in November of 2022. So I'm happy to call Idaho my home. I love it here. It's my favorite state that I've lived in so far. So hopefully many more years to come.
Brandon, thanks for your service to the country as well, and welcome to Idaho. I'm glad to have you. Tell me a little bit before we go over to Joe and talk about the history of Valvoline. Brandon, what's your role as an area manager? And maybe help me understand and help share with the listeners a little bit about what you are responsible for and what your role is.
Yeah, so I have 7 stores that fall under my responsibility. Joe has 7 stores that fall under his. We collaborate a lot with each other, but we oversee all of the training, daily operations, hiring and recruiting, and just training our leaders and future leaders of our business. So we do a lot.
Okay. Yeah, that's the most important thing is onboarding new teammates and aligning expectations early and often and hopefully retaining them, right? I got to talk to you both about kind of some of your teammates and the culture of the company, which was really great to hear. And Joe, I'm looking forward to having you kind of share a little bit about the history of Valvoline. So why don't you just share that and help me understand more?
Yeah, thanks. So Valvoline was actually founded in 1866. We're America's first motor oil brand. We were one of the original pioneers of motor oil back very, very early in the turn of the century. Since then, we have celebrated a lot of firsts. We opened our first Quick Lube back in 1986 up in Minnesota, and have since grown that to over 1,800 stores nationwide. We created the first semi-synthetic oil, as well as the first high mileage oil as well. So in 2020 was when we were able to really grow our presence here in the Treasure Valley. We acquired 12 locations and added that to the 2 existing locations we have at the time. And we're really looking forward to expanding that presence here in the future as we grow more stores.
Wow, Joe, what an incredible story. I had no idea it went back into the 1800s. You'll find out with a lot of Idaho companies too, that, locally grown here, globally known. And where is Valvoline headquartered?
Valvoline is headquartered out of Lexington, Kentucky. Actually, this past year, we just went through a transition as an organization. We split into 2 defined groups. So Valvoline Global Products is responsible for basically the chemical side of the business and creating the oil for us. And then Brandon and I belong to the division called Valvoline Retail Services, which is, we're all about taking care of customers and building a brand across country to help people service their vehicle and keep their vehicle on the road longer.
I love it. Okay, Joe, thanks for that. And Brandon, love for you to help share why Valvoline. There's a lot of choices out there to get your oil changed. Help me share the why.
Yeah. It definitely starts with our people. I'm biased, but I believe that we have the best people and the best training for those people. But what we offer is a full service oil change from certified technicians, in about 15 minutes with no appointment necessary. Our goal is to fit into your busy lives. I know sometimes you can wait up to a couple days to get your oil change, or up to a couple weeks if your dealer or your mechanic is backed up. So that no appointment necessary 15 minutes drive through service is what we offer to our customers. On top of that, we always perform a safety inspection of every vehicle that comes through our service centers, checking your fluids, your tires, making sure your vehicle is good to go. Anytime you need your fluids topped off, you can stop in, and we offer that service no charge. Some of the other services that we offer are going to be, preventative maintenance, quick and easy services. For example, air filter and cabin air filter replacement, vehicle light replacement, wiper blades, batteries. It's that time of the year. Come in and get your battery tested for free. We'll tell you the health of your battery, so you don't go and start your car in the morning and it doesn't start. On top of that, transmission fluid exchanges, radiator services, differential fluids, and a lot of the more OEM services that dealers or mechanics would be performing. On top of that, we also have a great fleet program to help keep your fleet vehicles on the road, your drivers on the road with less downtime. So we're able to set up direct bill accounts. So, if you have fleet vehicles, your drivers can come into our service center, not have to worry about paying a time of service, and, get a discount on top of that for our fleet customers.
Wow, that's a lot of services. And you mentioned preventive maintenance. And I remember our discussion with you and Joe and the team maybe a month and a half or 2 months ago. And we were talking about, what that next generation of driver, do they know how to, put air in their tire? Do they know when? Do they know what's important? Tell us and help me share why preventative maintenance is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. So preventative maintenance is important because it simply keeps your vehicle on the road longer. It's the same as anything. If you take care of something, it's going to last longer, or it should at least. So every vehicle manufacturer has a maintenance schedule that, you should be following. It's in your owner's manual. One of the great things about Valvoline is we have all of that information, and through our presentation process and through our guest experience, we're able to tell you what is due on your vehicle based on what your manufacturer says. We also log everything we do with Carfax, so it's easy to maintain your vehicle's history You don't have to worry about keeping all your invoices in your glove box. We keep it all for you. But yeah, simply, taking care of your vehicle will keep it on the road longer. And that's our goal, is to keep our customers' vehicles on the road as long as possible.
Well, and then also it's less expensive to maintain your vehicle than it is to change your engine when it runs out of oil.
Absolutely.
And gas mileage too, right? If you keep your tires inflated to the correct PSI, you're going to save money on gas and you're going to drive more efficiently as well. I think that's important. I see so many people with low pressure in their tires. It's like, man, it's so easy just to go put some pressure in there. Anyway, I think it's just one of those things that people just don't think about, right? They rely so heavily on their dashboard communicating with them. Like a light comes up and you're like, oh, now I got to change my tire. I'm always used to just walking around and looking at my car, and there's a lot of visual things that you can tell. Yeah. Anyway, okay, Joe, is there anything you want to add to preventative maintenance? Why that's important?
No, I think Brandon did a great job with that. I mean, preventative maintenance is extremely important, and we all like to keep our cars on the road as safely and as long as possible. And we're here to meet the needs of anybody that walks through our doors in their vehicle, and we're happy to take care of them in the best way that they see fit.
Thanks, Joe. Brandon was talking about your friendly team and experts at the facilities. Tell us about your team. What we learned a little bit about what you'll experience when you arrive, but tell us about the caliber of people you have.
Yeah, we have an amazing group of people, and one of the things about not just our local team, but about our organization as a whole, is that we develop our leadership internally. We don't hire store managers. We don't hire area managers. If you get an opportunity to meet any of those individuals, they have started with the service center at some sort of hourly level and have grown with the company over the years. So I think that's incredible. It allows us to, draw our talent from the local community and create opportunities for people to have amazing careers and great lives.
Are you hiring now, and for what positions and where?
Absolutely. We're always on the hunt for great talent. If you do just a search on Indeed or in any of the major recruiting sites, you'll see two types of positions. You'll see hourly technicians or certified technicians, they might be called, and you'll also see assistant manager requisitions out there at some locations. We have needs at every store, but the beauty about Treasure Valley is that we're so centrally located and close, in that, even if you apply for one store and that store isn't hiring at the time, we're probably going to be able to find you a spot at another location nearby that does need help. So what we look for, like I said, we don't need prior automotive experience. I look for people with great attitudes, great smiles, and just a willingness to learn and come in and be part of a team. And if you can do that, we're happy to teach you how to work on cars. And hopefully open the doors for you to have a great career here or somewhere else in the country, if that's what you're interested in.
I love it, Joe. Well, congratulations on your expansion into Idaho. You mentioned you had a couple stores prior to expanding 12 more. Where were those stores and how long were they in the market?
So there was a store on Apple Street down in Boise, and we had another one up in Eagle, up near the Home Depot and the Winco.
Okay.
And they have been here for, well, probably close to a decade, I'd say. They were actually part of another acquisition called Old Can Henry's about 7 years ago now.
That's right.
So we acquired them then and have had them since, and now we've made a much larger team out here.
Awesome. Hey, I just have a quick question for both of you, and I'll put you all on the screen here. I'll move myself to the top here. That doesn't cut off your head, Joe. How many vehicles or what type of vehicles do you serve? Like, can you serve my F-250 that's 25 feet long? It's not that long, but can you serve everything?
Yeah, pretty much everything. So all your major manufacturers, Ford, Chevy, Nissan, GMC, Toyota, if you name it, we can do that. We can do up to class 4 vehicles. So if you have a mobile home or a mobile camper that needs an oil change. We have several stores with bay doors large enough to accommodate those, as well as large work vehicles. The big work trucks with the boxes on the back of them. We have the capability to do just about anything.
Okay. Okay, cool. While I have you for the last few minutes, listeners, there's the website scrolling on the bottom of the screen. There's some live coupons right now too for oil change. I think a $10 for synthetic and a $7 for regular oil. Take advantage of those. I think you can have it emailed to you or texted to you. I think that's pretty cool. Check out their website for those coupons. Go see some of their incredible teammates at a location near you, with 14 to serve here in the Treasure Valley. Is there anything else while I have you that you'd like to educate the public on? And I guess maybe we'll start with you, Brandon.
No, I just want to say I'm so happy to be a part of the Treasure Valley community. I love calling Idaho my home, like I said earlier. And I'm beyond blessed to be here. I look forward to meeting a lot of the other leaders within the business community here.
Awesome. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, I think Brandon's hit the nail on the head. I just want to thank the Treasure Valley for, accepting us into the community. We're really interested to help extending, a helping hand out to whether it be other businesses or just people in the community. So it's been a pleasure being here. I absolutely love the Treasure Valley. My family loves being out here. So looking forward to making this a home for a very long time.
Cool. Well, gentlemen, happy Friday. Thanks for taking your time. Thank you for your investment in the chamber. It does not go unnoticed. Enjoy your holidays here with family and friends. And I look forward to our next conversation and next event where we can cheers.
Cheers.
Bye, you guys.
Bye. Thank you.